What's up, y'all? It's first thing in the morning for me. I kind of just woke up, so if my voice sounds a little raspy, that's why. I kind of just woke up just now and had this thought in my head, and I was like, I should kind of do a video about that. And I kind of just wanted to talk about being somebody's peace. And just wanted to talk about that for a second. Because it's something that I feel like everybody throws out there. I want to find somebody who could be my peace. I want somebody who could be my peace and not my stress. I want somebody to be my peace and not my stress. And for an individual who knows, yeah, I can definitely be your peace. I can definitely do that. 100%, I can be that for you. But then it's that person will do something to sabotage the connection, or just does something to sabotage the connection. Y'all know what I mean. However that resonates for you, if that's ever happened to you in any of your relationships or talking phases or anything like that. And then it's kind of like, okay, you want me to be your piece, but you can't do that for me. How does that work? And it got me thinking, because sorry, I'm trying to get my thoughts all together, because there's so many things that I want to say. I feel like when somebody says something like that and they say, hey, I want you to be my peace, but at the same time, I'm gonna, just not treat you good. And realistically, when that happens, it's not so much that they want you to be your peace. You know what I mean? They just want someone that will put up with their BS and not say anything about it, Not so much that they want somebody to be their peace, because you can't expect somebody to be your peace if you're not going to be their peace. You can't, because it just doesn't make any sense. And it's unfortunate too, because if you're an individual who knows that you can be someone's peace, it's really irritating, because it's okay, we literally had a whole conversation about being each other's peace. Being each other's peace. And yeah, it's unfortunate, because you got the manipulators, the players, the narcissists. I'm only using that term just because it's a thing out there, and I'm no doctor, so that's why I quote it, because I have no place in calling anybody a narcissist. But you got people like that, but yet they want to come home to you being their peace, even though they're sitting there doing all those things. And it's okay. But when that happens though, do not fall for the manipulation that you were the one that's doing something wrong. Do not fall for the gaslighting. Don't do it. Don't do it. Of course, bring it to their attention, and because especially if you're in the beginning stages and they don't realize that they're doing it, completely understandable. But if you bring it to their attention and they still keep doing it over and over and over and over, obviously, okay, now that obviously that's just who you are. And I used to be a type of person who wanted to control everything. Like, and it was just for a comfortability for me. Not so much that I want to control the person. I'm just somebody who likes to know the outcome of everything, just because it makes me comfortable. And really, that's just because of how I grew up, where like things used to change in my life all the time, which is why I'm able to adapt so easily to situations. But at the same time, I still like to know the outcome to certain things, and that is something that I'm trying to learn. That is one of my faults, I will admit that, but not so saying that I am a controlling person. It's just more of like say you're talking to someone, right? And I'm the type of person who's like, okay, so what are we doing? Are you looking for something serious? Are you looking to just play around? Which one is it? You know what I mean? That's me. And it's like, okay, if we just looking to just play around, then we don't gotta waste each other's time, because that's not what I'm looking for. That's what I mean by I like knowing the outcome to certain things. Not so much of me being a controlling person. It's a little different. So I just wanted to clarify that. I just don't like wasting time. I don't like wasting time. And I'm a type of person who likes to invest in things that are going to invest in me. I'm somebody who doesn't like to waste time. But at the same time, I do think that is one of my lessons that I'm supposed to learn in life, where I don't need to know the outcome to everything. I don't need to control everything. Like, everything I don't need to know everything. Patience, and that also coincides into patience. And that is something that I am trying to learn. Just be patient, go with the flow with things. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. As long as you keep a positive mind, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. And I don't know though, sometimes there's just some situations where you just want to pop off though. Like, there's some situations where you just want to pop off. It gets kind of exhausting being the bigger person all the time. And I really, like, if anybody relates to that, like, props to you. Like, I'm there. It's so exhausting being the bigger person all the time. Because it's like really, like, are we doing that right now? Seriously, are we doing that right now? Like, but yeah, especially like if it's a situation where you don't need to stoop down to that level, don't do it. There's no point in stooping down to anybody's level, being petty or anything like that. If that's how they want to act, that's how they're gonna act, you know. That's just when you need to learn to put up your boundaries, healthy boundaries, and like just let them know, like, hey, like, this isn't working for me. And you know, then that's when the ball is in their court. And if they change, or at least make efforts to change, awesome, cool. But do not let down those boundaries right away. I'm telling you, don't do it, because if you let down the boundaries right away, that just tells the other person. And again, it's not that most people don't consciously know that they're doing it, but they're just gonna think that, oh, okay, cool, she let it go, I can do it again. So healthy boundaries, for sure. And that's with a lot of things. And because it just adds into people treat you the way that you let them treat you. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. Pretty sure I said that phrase wrong. People love you the way that you let them love you. People treat you the way you let them treat you. People respect you the way that you know. I'm pretty sure I'm saying the phrase wrong though. It doesn't sound right. If y'all know what I'm talking about, please like let me know, because I'm pretty sure I'm saying the phrase wrong. But if you sit here and constantly sweeping things under the rug like that, that's what you're showing to the other person. 100%. That's what you're showing them. And you can only blame them but so much that, hey, like, you keep treating me like shit. You can only blame them but so much. After a while, it's just on you. It's just on you after a while, because, you know, you're the one that's letting them do it. Whether it be letting them, you know, talk to you crazy, or cheat on you, or abuse you in any kind of way. Now, I don't mean for that to trigger anybody, so I'm sorry if that like brought up any unwanted memories, but it is true. It is true. If that is happening on a consistent basis, at some point it's no longer the other person's fault. It isn't. It's no longer the other person's fault. It's you, because you decided to keep yourself in that environment. And you're gonna notice that I don't know if you've noticed so far on, you know, in my video so far, but I'm a very blunt person. I'm somebody who looks on both sides of the spectrum, you know. I don't just think it's the other person's fault, and I don't just think everything was just on, you know, on my end or whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Things are happening on both sides. It takes two to tango, you know. Things happen on both sides. It's not just that person. If you continuously let somebody treat you a certain way, it is your fault. It is your fault, because you are sacrificing your own happiness, your own sanity, your own well-being to be with that person. And, you know, you have to ask yourself that question, like, why am I letting this person treat me this way? And I mentioned this in my first video. You know, when you start asking yourself that question, is it because of what I went through in my childhood? And most of the time it is. And vice versa. Most of the time the other person is treating somebody a certain way because of what they went through in their childhood. And it's like, if neither one of you want to decide to fix that issue so that you guys can work on the relationship, that's both of your fault. If nobody wants to take accountability, it's both on you. But it's like this: if one person is willing to see that, like, hey, like, I be letting my partners abuse me, or I be letting my partners treat me however they want to treat me. It doesn't even have to be abuse, but I just be, you know, letting them walk all over me. If you take the time to be aware of that, and you actually want to sit there and make those changes, make those changes. If the other person doesn't want to do it, don't keep yourself in a bad situation just because, you know, you love that person. It sounds hard, but again, why would you want to do that to yourself? Because at the same time, if you are actually trying to make those changes and that person really does care about you, they will follow your lead. They will follow your lead. And if they don't, then hey, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, will send you somebody better. Because I do believe that whatever you put out, you will get back. You will get back. So if your heart was in the right place with that person, and you were actually genuinely trying to love them and be there for them, this, that, and the third, and when you found out that you needed to heal some things, so you told them about it, and you were trying to get them to do the same thing, and they decided not to do it, hey, that is on them. And they just wanted to sit there and keep pointing the finger at you like, nah, it's not me, it's you. You don't do this, you don't do that. I work all day. All I ask you to do is just cook for me, or whatever the case may be. Because I do know that be a lot of arguments and a lot of relationships where, just argue about something, make an argument about something. And most of the time, whenever you get triggered about something, most of the time, what you should first do is take a second and ask yourself, why is this triggering me right now? And no, I'm not saying that most things that happen that the other person does isn't a valid reason for you to be triggered. That's not what I'm saying. But before you react, take a moment to just calm down first. Don't react right away, because most of the time when you react right away, you're gonna react well, this is for someone who is like how can I put it? This is for someone that's like when they get triggered, they like to have over the top reactions. Like they automatically want to start, like fight or argue, or just react in a toxic way. This, what I'm about to say, is for somebody that like normally reacts in a toxic way. So instead of doing that, take a second to just sit on it for a minute. Do some breath work or meditate, and just ask yourself, like, why is this triggering me right now? Like, why is it triggering me? Especially if it's somebody new. Especially if it's somebody that you just started talking to and they're new and you haven't been with them for a long time, and you're feeling them, but then they end up doing something that triggers you. Like, ask yourself, why is this triggering me right now? First, before you just pop off. And that is something that takes a minute for you to do. It doesn't just happen overnight. Trust me, I used to be like that too. I mean, I didn't used to like have over the top reactions, but once somebody would do something that triggers me, I would get intrusive thoughts. That was what would happen to me whenever I would get triggered. I would get intrusive thoughts. And I'll just sit there and it'll just keep running in my head, and I'll just keep getting more and more intrusive thoughts. And then maybe like a couple days go by, a week goes by, and I'll bring it up to talk about it. And it's like, I waited so long to talk about it that like they don't even remember what happened, and I'm sitting over here and I made up all these scenarios in my head that probably weren't even really what was going on. But I got that scenario in my head now, and because I didn't talk about it when it happened, it's kind of like, okay, well, that's the reality for me now. So I'm sitting here, beating myself up, when the whole time they probably were just going about their life, because again, especially when it's somebody new, if somebody does something to trigger you, they don't realize that they're doing it. They're not doing it in a malicious way towards you most of the time. Most of the time. Keep that in mind. Most of the time, because you do got assholes out there. There are assholes out there. But you gotta learn who's who. You gotta learn who's who. And like I said, it takes time. You have to be consistent. When you get those intrusive thoughts, literally, like, when you get an intrusive thought, I've been hearing, you know, recently that like when you get an intrusive thought, um people try to like tell that voice to like stop, you know, like yell at it and things like that. And a lot of people have like different versions of what that voice is. Some people, they'll say that it's themselves, like it's their voice that they hear. Some people say that it's whoever was the verbally abusive parent when they were growing up, like their father or whoever they grew up with. And a lot of people say sorry I hear a lot of people say like when that happens, they're mean to that voice. They're mean to it. But I don't know, to be honest about that. And the only reason why I say that is because like even if the voice doesn't sound like you, and again, I've been hearing this, that most people say the voice sounds like the whoever was like the verbally abusive caretaker when they were growing up. They say that they like tell it to like shut up or something like that. And personally, I don't know about that, because I feel like that voice, even though it sounds like a different voice, like it's coming from you. You know what I mean? It's coming from you. Like it's in your head. It's like it is coming from you. So I'm like, don't be mean to that voice. Like it's just a thought pattern that was put into you. You know what I mean? Like if somebody was sitting there and consistently telling you like, hey, you're stupid, or like you'll never amount to anything with your life, like you'll be just like me and be a nobody, like, you know, things like that. If somebody instilled that in you all your life and you still kept hearing that as you grew up, like I wouldn't be mean to it. Me on a personal standpoint, because I feel like when you're mean to it, you're being mean to yourself. You know, like have compassion for yourself. Like just, you know, tell that thought like, thank you for that thought, but I don't believe in that anymore. We're not going to believe in that anymore. I am a somebody. I will amount to something. I will make a difference in the world. But thank you for that opinion, though. That's how I would handle it. That's how I've been doing it. You know, because whenever I be having my intrusive thoughts, it's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. All my intrusive thoughts are me. I don't have a voice or anything like that, like I be hearing some people, but I'm an overthinker. Hands down. I am an overthinker. That's all I do is think. That's why when I started getting into meditating, it was very nice, because that's like the one time when my brain is calm and I'm not, my brain just isn't racing all the time. And so it's nice. It's nice. It's nice not having to think. It's nice. And so very, very grateful that I found out about meditating. I mean, I've always knew about meditating, but I didn't know the extent of it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know that there was literal like benefits for it. I thought it was just I don't even know, honestly. I didn't really think much of it, actually. Now that I think about it, I didn't think much of meditating. But it's been nice. I kind of went off topic, but I do feel like this has a lot to do with being somebody's peace, though. So, you know, it takes time. It does. It takes time. Everything takes time. Trying to rewire your brain takes time. But and again, I do think that that ties into being somebody's peace, because people who want someone to be their peace but sit there and sabotage everything, they also like need to go within and figure out like, why do they do that? Especially to somebody that obviously deserves it. Like, obviously they deserve somebody to be their peace and for them to be my peace. Like, if they're sitting there trying to give me what I asked for and I'm sitting here making it difficult for them, why am I doing that? But again, it takes equal effort, because also too, when somebody does that, again, it stems from most of the time, because again, there are just genuine assholes out there. Most of the time it's because of how they grew up. They seen toxicity all the time, and so when that happens, you'll have, if you grew up in a toxic household, you'll get children will end up going one or two ways. One way is they'll turn out being clingy, codependent, having anxious attachment, because, you know, they were neglected, and whenever they got that love, they didn't know when they would get that love again, so they would sit there and they'll cling on to that love, because they're like, okay, well, I don't know when I'm gonna get this love again, so I'm gonna cling on to it as much as I can, so that, you know, when it leaves, hopefully it won't leave again. Or it'll be on the other side of the spectrum, and their way of protecting themselves, because again, same thing, they went through something similar, but instead of being like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cling on to this so hard because I don't know when it's gonna come back, so I'm gonna try to do whatever I can so that it stays, they'll react a little differently. For them, they won't hold on to it as much, and it's like, okay, well, it's not gonna last that long, so like, this is not, it's nice for right now, but it's not gonna be here probably in the like next hour or so. So what's the point of me holding on to it? That's what happens. And those are the ones who are anxious avoidant. They run away from love, and they don't want to be in committed relationships. But sometimes though, sometimes those two things don't even have to happen with how they grew up. Sometimes it can happen in their very first relationship. And I think people forget to bring that up. Sometimes that can happen in somebody's very first relationship. Because I don't know if you've ever met somebody who was like really, really in love with that first person that they were with, right? Like, actually, like genuine love. And that person either did them dirty or whatever happened that they're not together anymore, you know? And after that, they just haven't been in a good relationship after that. Either they haven't been in another relationship, so they're just sitting here sleeping around, or, you know, on the other side of the spectrum, you just got somebody who just hops from person to person, trying to get them, you know, again, anxious attachment, just trying to get whoever to stay, because the last person didn't stay, and so they just try to get that person to stay. Whatever they thought they did wrong in that first one, they tried to do it, and yada yada yada. But all in all, with all that happening though, it's kind of like you're just hurting yourself more and more. And it's kind of hard for you to be that peace for anybody, because you're not realizing that in doing all of that, you're just adding more baggage onto yourself. And you're not really taking the time to realize that although yes, the other person may have done something to you, but it's like you not taking the time to heal from it is adding toxicity to your life. So you can't be anybody's peace. Relationships are not a walk in the park. They're not. And that goes for any relationship though, whether that's friendships, family, work, colleagues, you know. Relationships are not easy. But a lot of it has to do with you being aware of what's going on with you first. You can't expect somebody to be your peace if you're not your own peace. And I think that is the number one thing. You can't expect to be anybody's peace if you're not your own peace. You can't. You can't expect anybody to love you if you don't love yourself. You can't expect anybody to respect you if you don't respect yourself. You can't. You can't. You have to find all of that within yourself first. Because if you don't have any of those things for yourself, how can you expect somebody else to do that too for you? Ask yourself that. And again, I apologize if I'm triggering anybody, you know, but I'm trying to help. That is the whole point of me doing this. Because again, this is all stuff that I have learned too, am learning. And I want to help other people to realize the same. Because I feel like if there's more people that are doing this, then I feel like the world will be such a better place. The world will be such a better place, and we'll be able to actually have kids and actually be able to raise them into a non-toxic generation. That'd be nice. But at the same time, like, I'm somebody who believes in balance. There cannot be toxicity without non-toxic, and vice versa. There can't be good without bad. There can't be light without dark. That's me though. I'm that type of person who believes in balance. I don't believe one can exist without the other. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I just feel like if we focus more on love rather than fear, the world would be such a better place. Because I feel like right now, fear is definitely over-dominating it. Definitely over-dominating the world. And I feel like if there's more people who are promoting the opposite and getting people to realize, you know, that a lot of their problems are within themselves, and if they fix themselves and do the internal work, then the world would be such a better place. Because most of the time, most of our issues are within ourselves. And it's not to say that everybody has issues, you know. Be compassionate about your issues too, please. Like, be compassionate. Don't sit here and hate and loathe yourself because you have issues. It's okay. It's okay. It is okay. As long as you are aware that you have them now and you're trying to do the work to improve yourself, that is all that matters. It is a process. It is a process, and it's okay. It is okay. But yeah, it's okay. And I think that this is the perfect time to stop the video. I got some errands to do before I go to work today. So it was nice to come on here and do this little video real quick. And yeah, y'all let me know. If y'all ever feel a need to like bring up a topic that y'all want me to talk about, let me know. I would love to, you know, talk about anything that y'all need help with. And because again, I like, if there is a topic that somebody brings up that I don't even know about, hey, like again, like I said in my very first video, I'm learning still. Everybody is still learning. There's always something new to learn, and I am up for it. Like I genuinely have been wanting to just work on myself recently. That is my goal right now, is to work on myself, because I'm over a lot of things. I'm over a lot of things, and I feel like it's just time to just take full accountability that it's just time for me to fix me. And it's not even fix me, you know, because again, like it's not really like I should be fixed. It's a wrong choice of words. Just want to improve myself. I want to improve myself. And I've been doing that a lot for these past couple of years, and I have come a long way, like I told y'all in my first video. But still have a ways to go. Still have a ways to go for sure. And just me coming on here and doing this now is kind of like a very big step for me, because as a kid, anybody that knows me from high school, I had headphones on all the time in high school. So this is big. This is very big for me. It's like a whole 180. And I'm very, very proud of myself. Very proud of myself for finally hitting this stepping stone. Hipping. Hitting and stepping. Hipping. Alright, I'm gonna go. Y'all have a great rest of your day or night whenever you see this, and I will see y'all in my next video.